when you look at the Merkaba, you can really get the idea that it creates the connection to another realm, metaphorically, but then also, I do believe too that people who wear it do sense some sort of portal into something else.
Is it possible that the Merkaba, that is still worn by millions of people today, was inspired by an extraterrestrial visitation? And if so, might this be true of other talismans as well? And the belief that inanimate objects can be imbued with energy. Perhaps further clues can be found by examining the most prominent and mysterious talismans of ancient Egypt. Thebes, Egypt. Here, in the 1830s, British Egyptologist Sir John Gardner Wilkinson discovered the earliest known version of what the ancient Egyptians referred to as the Book of the Dead. This text, dating back 3,600 years, was a key component of Egyptian funerary rituals and detailed as many as 75 talismanic objects, each with a specific purpose for both the living and the dead.
Ancient Egyptian magic was based on the idea that the gods could imbue an object with magical powers, with superpowers. That a person holding one of these talismans actually possessed the power of the god, and then could heal themselves, protect themselves, manipulate their environment.
The Egyptians utilized talismans in a very special way. The actual physical object of the talisman, what it was created from, is important. Was it a scarab carved out of lapis lazuli? Was it an important stone? How was it inscribed?
The ancient Egyptians often made talismans from a type of limestone called lapis lazuli, which they believed would provide good fortune as well as protection during the journey to the afterlife. Another powerful talismanic material was moldavite, a type of green glass formed by a meteor impact superheating the desert sand. A protective heart scarab made of moldavite was found in the tomb of King Tut, and the Egyptians believed it provided a connection to the cosmos.
The origins of the moldavite were extraterrestrial, and people believe that you can use the stone as a talisman to connect with extraterrestrial energy. It's bringing the properties that are from an extraterrestrial world into ours. For the ancient Egyptians, just as important as the material from which a talisman was made was the shape that it took. The design of each talisman invoked a certain energy.
The people believe they can get access to the gods through, well, little figurines of the gods or animals. Abstract, even technological.
Arguably one of the oldest, certainly the most popular and common talismans in human history is the Egyptian ankh, which is sometimes called the key of life, which resembles a cross with a loop on the top of it. The ankh symbolizes the goddess. Carrying the ankh was
I refuse to accelerate. 咁樣啊！哇，真的是 fuck brain 啊！你們這些車 fuck brain OK。Retardation to the max 啊 ！Road hogging suck twats。雞巴同 Death Kennedy 嗰個 hogging 啊，拉輕啊，真係雞巴。可以走快的嗎 ？Apparently going faster and faster. Do I need to brake and I go to the expressway? Father, mother, teach you one 啊！雞巴。
This was the representation of the backbone
fucking
of the god named Osiris.
差得暴快。